Yo, welcome to another episode of EmpireJeffTV. I am your host, Empire Jeff, coming to you on a Tuesday night from Los Angeles, California, a night in which the Los Angeles Dodgers took a loss to the New York Yankees in Game 4 of the 2024 World Series. Still lead the series 3-1, still very confident the Dodgers get this done in 5. 3-0 series lead. Now 3-1. The Dodgers are still winning this World Series. Like tonight, Yankees got one. It's tough to sweep a team. It's tough. And if the Dodgers didn't really step on their throats early, then it always felt like the Yankees were going to be in this game and have a chance to win it. The Dodgers went with their low leverage pen guys, not a single high leverage guy used. At this point, I don't believe that Hudson is considered one of those. And he was not able to get the job done. Landon Knack, actually, 4 innings and only giving up 1 run. And if you would have told me all pitchers used today and Landon Knack was going to be the most effective one, that would have been a lot of people wouldn't have believed you. But Kasperi got off to a good start, got in some trouble. Had to have Hudson coming bail him out. Hudson couldn't get it done. Volpe hit a grand slam there, and the Dodgers could never really recover. Landon Knack, like I said, came in, did his thing, and Honeywell, the guy who Twitter was up in arms over that should have been in earlier in the game, comes in and gets clobbered. So I know that the internet is not being very friendly to Dave Roberts right now, and that's okay. There are people who genuinely just need to be angry and need someone to blame. But we knew going into this game that then more than likely we were not going to see a high leverage guy unless the Dodgers had the lead after the 5th inning. And that did not happen in this game. I personally feel that is the right call. The Yankees used a lot of their bullpen guys. They got Cole going tomorrow, who can go a little deep into the game. But if the Dodgers put some work on him early, the Yankees may have some problems with that pen. So, you know what it is. This was going to be the punt game. If the Dodgers didn't score enough runs early, they punted. I'm perfectly fine with it. They've done this in every other series before that they've won. This was a lot like Game 5 at Citi Field, except it was Game 4. They had a 3-0 lead in this series as opposed to 2-1. 3-1 at the time. I will take that 10 times out of 10. They're not managing just to win this game. They're managing to win the series. And I understand the frustration. I understand people saying, no, you gave the game away. You got to get this game. Don't give away a game. Well, if you have 5 starting pitchers, then I can subscribe to that strategy. But when you have 3 starting pitchers, this is what it is. This is what this team is. And they literally had minor league arms out there tonight. And that's why a Major League Ball club torched them. It just is what it is. We had to protect ourselves from ourselves. And you've seen all the injuries to our pitching. Those same people who are throwing a fit about our injured pitchers are the same people wanting us to use our high leverage bullpen in every single game. And it just isn't the case here. If we had one more starter, like if we had one more legitimate starter, then perhaps we wouldn't have these bullpen games. Obviously, they're not sustainable. What happened in San Diego was a beautiful thing. What happened at home in game 6 against the Mets was a beautiful thing. But you're probably at best going to get 50% results out of this when you go with that. And if you don't get off to a great start early, they didn't even use Brazier in this game. So that tells you they really had no intent on using any mid to high leverage guys in tonight's game unless they had a lead late. And they were still in the ball game until they got Honeywell in there and he got clobbered. So outside of that, I understand the strategy. I never want to lose a game, especially in the World Series. But when you're up 3-0, you had the luxury of being able to apply that strategy. You earned it. I'm trusting Dave throughout this process. The Dodgers are going to win this series as early as tomorrow. So everyone needs to calm down. I know everyone has their pride, their ego, but you're not on the field. All right. We're home on the couch. These guys know more than us. No matter how much we think, you think, or I think, whatever it is, the more we think we know more than these professionals, we are wrong. They know more than us. They know their team more than us. And this is the strategy. You know, just let's not be quitters here over one game. Okay. Keep your head high, represent, man. We're going to win this series. I felt all along it was going to be in 5. If you heard my pregame yesterday, I said I felt we won game 3 and lost game 4. That's what happened tonight. Last night, I was like, if we score early, I'm like 60-40, maybe we can get the win. But that didn't happen. We got too early on another home run by Freddie Freeman, who now has the major league record for 6 straight home runs in the World Series. 6 straight games with a home run in the World Series. And then it's right that he gets the record and George Springer no longer has it because Freddie Freeman didn't get it while cheating. So shout out to Freddie Freeman. Another thing, pin in his cap for the incredible World Series that he has had. When, not if, but when the Dodgers win this World Series, he will be the MVP. It will be unquestioned. And he has earned every bit of it, even beating out that ground ball double play. I'm going to talk about that in a second. Even beating out that double play on that wounded ankle there to help get that 4th run in to make it a 6-4 game and keep the Dodgers within reach. The umpires today, that first base umpire was horrible. If not for replay, those would have been 2 blown calls where they called them out at first where they were safe. I understand they're bang plays. I understand it, but you are taught to look and listen. You can hear the bag before the ball hits the glove in both of those instances. And they got it wrong both times. And thank God we had replay because they were able to correct the mistakes by those bozos over there for messing that up. I understand they're human. I understand this isn't easy. I understand all that, but you got strike zones all over the place already. And now you got basic bang plays that we all can see live and we're not right there on the spot and we could tell they're safe and they can't. Like, get it together, be better. But outside of that, you gotta give credit when credit is due to the Yankees. They took advantage of the situation, which they should have. It was going to be very hard to sweep the Yankees tonight in the Bronx, in New York, with the bullpen game that we went. Like if this was game 4 San Diego bullpen game, no, the Dodgers would have an absolute chance here. But because there's a game tomorrow, they didn't want to go that route, nor should they have, right? If there was a day off between, if this was a 5-game series like the San Diego series was, then this game 4, you would have seen a similar strategy to that. But that wasn't the case tonight. So they have put themselves in position to use that strategy. It's the right strategy. And everyone needs to take a deep breath, walk back off that ledge. It is now 3-1. We didn't sweep them. It doesn't matter if we swept them or if we win 4-1 or 4-2. It doesn't matter. Win the series. All right. This game is over. Be done with it. Adios. Hasta la vista, baby. Get it out of there. That game is done. We move on to the next one. The Dodgers already have. They've moved on to the next one. Look, they only out-hit us by, like, I understand they outscored us because they had some bombs in the game, right? But at the end of the day, They out hit us 9-6 when we threw our G League, minor league bullpen arms at them. All right. This team has appeared, has showed themselves to us. They've shown who they are. They're not that good. They're in the World Series. They were the best of the American League, but the National League is much, much better. And at the end of the day, the Dodgers are going to finish this. They are. There's not a doubt in my mind. This series is still over. It's over. I felt the series was over after game 2. Last night just stamped it. Series is over. I understand we've got a lot of basketball people now in baseball circles, right? You got a lot of paranoid Laker fans that are used to throwing tantrums and going crazy, that aren't used to the insanity that is Major League Baseball. Welcome to the party. All right. It's crazy, but you got to have a little bit more cojones when you're watching this sport. Act like you've been there before. Don't get all crazy. Don't be a baby. All right. It's a man sport. All right. Get it together. Enjoy it. Enjoy the ride. Your team is going to win the World Series if you are a fan of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, Garrett Cole tomorrow versus Jack Flaherty. We get basically a repeat of game 1, right? Flaherty matched Cole pretty much on everything, right? Now it's about to be Cole's going to have the home field advantage this time, right? He's going to be pitching in colder weather. Let's see how Flaherty does. Flaherty had a great game 1 against the Mets, and he had a terrible game 5 against the Mets. If we get game 5 from last series, Flaherty, we can be in some trouble, right? If we get game 1 Flaherty, we're in great shape. Who's going to show up tomorrow? Which version of Jack Flaherty is going to show up tomorrow? So he had a great game 1. Yamamoto had a great game 2. Buehler had a great game 3. If Flaherty gives us 4 to 5, again, these guys don't have to pitch shutouts. That's unrealistic, and it's kind of inexcusable to think that's going to happen every time. If he can give us 4 or 5 strong, if he goes 4, gives us 2 or less. If he goes 5, gives us 3 or less. We can live with that. We can work with that. The Dodgers have scored 4 runs in 3 straight games. All right. So with this team, we've proven that when we're throwing our guys out there, we can hold them below that and win a baseball game. Dodgers probably going to need 4 or 5. These guys are going to be swinging. They're going to be chucking. They're going to be trying. Their backs are still against the wall from here on out. For however long that this series goes, the Yankees' backs are against the wall. That is a wounded animal at this time. You have to put them down. Put them down. Take their hope. Take their belief. Take their confidence. They got a little confidence in tonight's game, but they also know that they face nobody tonight. They know they face nobody tonight, and we still got 4 runs on them. So they know that. In their heart of hearts, they're like, okay, that's the one they gave us. We still have to beat them when they're not giving us one. That's in their minds. I don't care what they say. It's in their minds. They know that tonight's game was given to them. And there was really no other way around it. The Dodgers don't have another starter. So there's no way around that. The Yankees know that. The Dodgers know that. And I think the Dodgers are coming for blood tomorrow. And I think they get it done. Flaherty goes in there, has a big game. If he does that, it's a wrap. So she wrote. Sick. Can someone just have Fat Joe perform again tomorrow, please, one time? But once again, this is the Los Angeles Dodgers post-game show. I am your host, Empire Jeff. This is Empire Jeff TV. Please drop a like on the video if you have not done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. You can also become a member on the channel for less than the cost of lunch. You become a member for an entire month. Great way to help support the channel. We got 3 different tiers of membership. We greatly appreciate it. Shout out to those who have done so already. You are most definitely appreciated. While we're talking about supporting the channel, you can get your MLB, NBA, NFL gear, and more by shopping on Fanatics. Make sure to use our link to get special discounts, and your purchase also helps support the channel. So when you order through Fanatics using our links, because we've partnered with them, they take care of us because you ordered through them via us. So your order experience does not change. You get some cool discounts. We get some credit for the order. One hand washes the other. We all family. It helps. So greatly appreciate it. Shout out to everyone who's been ordering them. I've been seeing the orders coming in every night. When the Dodgers win this World Series and you get your championship gear, tap that link. Support the channel. We would greatly appreciate it. Outside of that, like I said, I know you've got the anti-Roberts group, who comes out of the woodwork whenever something like this happens. That's just old hat. It happens. They've got trust issues with them. They've got PTSD, rightfully so to a point. I understand it, right? But at the end of the day, I'm struggling to understand how people don't understand that they had no choice in this game. And it's just a fact. Every professional who talks the sport is up there backing that up. Like, they had no choice in this scenario. The amount of people who were screaming at me asking where Honeywell was, and then magically when Honeywell came in and got rocked, I couldn't find them. I couldn't find them. They were gone, right? The same people who were saying, oh God, Naka's warming up. Then he goes 4 and gives up 1. That's what I'm saying. It's baseball, baby. This is what it is. Baseball is crazy. It's lunacy, but I love it. It's what makes it so beautiful. So we're going to win this game. And you guys are all the Roberts haters are going to have to watch him on that bus, holding that trophy up high. It's going to happen, y'all. It's going to happen. All right. It's going to happen. And if it doesn't, look, if we're the first team to blow a 3-0 World Series lead in like 150 years, then all right, I'm wrong. All right. But I don't think it's going to happen. I know it's not going to happen. All right. So I'm willing to take those odds. I'm willing to look like a fool if I'm wrong with those odds. All right. So once again, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Aaron, what's going on, man? Appreciate you for tuning in. Search, what's going on, brother? Thank you for tuning in. Mr. Best in the Business is in the building tonight, and I ain't talking about myself. That is Search and Destroy. Daniel Berry, what's up, my guy? We will win tomorrow. I believe so. I believe so. More disappointed than anything, especially after Freeman broke Springer's record. I mean, Aaron, maybe he does it again tomorrow and he just further extends that record. Aha, maybe that's all the plan, right? No, I'm just kidding. Everyone shouting out Search. I mean, my business. But it did take the Yanks to late innings to explode. Yeah. But even after that grand slam, the Dodgers never would have matched that. So they didn't score enough. A lot of swing and miss in the bottom third of that game, like from 7th inning on. A lot of swing and miss from the Dodgers. They're trying to get it back in one swing. Uncharacteristic of them, get it out of their system. Muncy and Lux have to join this series at some point. Maybe you sit one of them tomorrow. Maybe you play someone else instead of Lux. You bring them in later. It's a pinch hitting situation. He had some defensive mishaps today, too, where Volpe was sliding into second. Teoscar makes an incredible throw. Throw was there on time. Lux couldn't hold on to the ball. The ball shoots out. He's safe. And then he advances to third. There's a grounder to Lux who fields it, throws it wide. Well, depending on what your perspective is, from Lux's perspective, wide left, from Will Smith, wide right, and is unable to get the out at the plate, which led to more runs in that inning. Lux had a rough one today. The Dodgers typically don't give up on guys when they do stuff like that, unless they're injured, which Lux kind of is. They kind of shut down Miggy after his mishap in San Diego, shut down Freddie after his mishap in San Diego due to injury. Maybe Lux sees injuries a little bit more than they're letting on, and maybe they should sit him right now. Maybe you move Kike or Taylor over there the second. I know people get cringy when they say Taylor. Or maybe you play Miggy and you play Edmund at second. I don't know, but Kike can play second too. So might have to try to win tomorrow without Lux in the lineup or Muncy in the lineup. You got to get someone in there that can do something. These guys are giving you nothing right now, and it's not about giving up on them. They're up 3-0. This is game 4 of the World Series. Maybe some guys need some different looks, shuffle some things around there. One Peruvian guy, where is he? I have to see you down here. Still got the series. That's right, Aaron. One Peruvian guy. What's going on, my guy? Appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in as always. Appreciate all you guys. Let's see if Kike can hit 3 homers again like the 2017 NLCS. Magic. That'd be crazy. Munch and Lux got to wake up. Yeah, I was just speaking on that. And again, baseball. I mean, you look at Judge. You know, he's been going through it. Soto didn't have a very good game tonight, right? And late he got it when it didn't matter. But even against the lunch meat arms we threw out there, he didn't even cook us tonight. Neither did Stanton, right? So it's just weird how that happens sometimes. But one of those two, we need one of those two to get going. We definitely need one of those two to get going. Blue Magic, what's up, sir? Good evening. Hope we all as well, buddy. Shout out, Search. I mean, mind my business. Tough loss today. It's hard to sweep a team. You're right, Bloodhound. It's very hard to sweep a team. Especially in their building, right? They got pride and they knew it was a bullpen game. It was like batting practice out there that one inning. And again, the Dodgers theoretically had no choice. They had no other option to do here. They had nothing. There's nothing they could have done. When you have 3 starting pitchers and an overused bullpen that you're going to need if this series advances, you had to punt that game unless you had a lead at about the 6th, 7th inning. And it just never was going to be the case today. It just is. Like I said, same thing in game 5 that happened in the Mets series. Same exact thing. Lakers Dodgers for life. What's up, my guy? Bullpen game, and we made it a game. We had our chances. Our offense needs to pick it up, though. Freeman needs some help. Dodgers in 5. Yeah, I think that's fair, brother. It is. This game never felt like we were going to win it. Like even when Freddie got that 2-run homer, Kasparius went out there just. He got in some trouble. He got out of it. Got in the same thing in the next inning. Hudson never had it. Knack came in, did a solid job. He was always in traffic though, right? And gave up that home run to like I think it is in his third inning of work. And like I said, man, if Honeywell's able to keep that game close, maybe, just maybe, the Dodgers make them work in the ninth. But by the time the Dodgers came up to bat in the ninth, it was all she wrote. It was over. And now we're on to game 5. One Peruvian guy said, but I heard Jeff was an insider. An insider? I'm not an insider. I've always gone out of my way to tell people that I am not an insider because I am not one. I would never be an insider. I will never be a newsbreaker. I'm just a guy that talks sports. And, you know, in my travels, I've come across people that do it professional and, you know, we talk. But outside of that, I am not an insider. I'm not picking up the phone and calling someone in that Dodger clubhouse getting information. I'm not an insider. All right. I can get information at times, but I'm not an insider. I go out of my way to always clarify that because I am not. Freddie Freeman for World Series MVP. That's a fact. Controversial, man. What's up, my guy? In baseball, when can you tell if age has hurt a player? So if you're talking about age with the player, there's a couple of things. Their bat speed is not what it was. Their power may not be what it was. Their timing may not be what it was. Their fielding, their range. You'll see a lot of guys go from shortstop to third as they age. Some catchers go from catcher to first base as they age, or some positional players go to DH. So you just limit your abilities to do everything you used to do. But there's guys who can pitch to like 40, right? If they're not out there throwing 100, there's guys who can pitch for a while. There's guys who can hit, you know. I think Freddie Freeman's going to be like a guy that can hit and play first. So he's like 38, and then maybe he has to go DH somewhere. But there's guys in today's game that can, if their bats are still going, you can get them off the field and have them DH, and they can go for a while. But just like in any other sport, some of their skills start to slip a little bit as they age. But in baseball, you can play till you're older than most sports. Let's see. Outlaw, what's up, Outlaw? Between the umpiring and that fan who should be charged with assault in addition to the lifetime ban that he got, this was so bad. Please let the Dodgers win tomorrow in New York for revenge. Yeah, I want to talk about that play, man. I want to talk about that play because here's the thing, and this is what I wanted to talk to you guys about. And I was telling you guys this about that play with the Profar play back in game 2 of the NLDS. And I told you guys the majority of the fans do not know that rule, right? And I think because of that play with Profar, that led to that play today. And let me explain why. So fans are led to believe that if you touch a glove or a ball or a player at all at any circumstances, that it is illegal and you will get kicked out. That is not the case. If a player jumps into the stands and his glove is beyond the wall, he catches it in the stands, you have a right to knock that ball out of his glove. Very, very clear here, though. Out of his glove. Now, first of all, these are different scenarios, but because that play got so much attention and that Dodger fan got so much heat for not interfering with the play because it was in the stands, now you have fans thinking about that when a ball is close in the stands. So the ball goes in there. The fans think at the time that it was over the wall when Mookie made his initial catch, which it wasn't. But this is where the lines get blurred here. The guy who was going after the mitt or the glove with the ball in it, had it been over the wall, that would have been legal. The other guy who was grabbing Mookie's arm, no matter what, is illegal and would have avoided it immediately. So that's the thing. That's where one of those plays that happened with Profar, and no one knew that rule, and they overhyped that, and Dodger fans were giving that guy hell for not knocking the ball out of his glove. The other fan bases in other cities hear and see that, and now these guys are ready for war when that ball goes anywhere near them. But when guy grabbed Mookie's arm, even if that ball would have been in the stands when Mookie caught it, it would have ruled it out. So at the end of the day, they got the rule wrong, and then they grabbed his other arm, which was unexcusable, and they should be banned. They should never be allowed in Yankee Stadium again. You can't do that to a player. What if they would have hurt Mookie? Like that is retarded. That is stupid. Clearly, the guy knew. They went way too far there. The one guy going after the glove was a little aggressive as is, but at least he's going after the glove with the ball. The other guy grabbing his throwing arm, that was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. They need to make an example of that. And baseball needs to do a better job of explaining to fans, whether it's a loud announcement or whatever it is, what that rule really is, because the Dodger fans had no clue about it. But since that happened, now you got fans who are blaming that Dodger fan. Now you got fans in other fan bases like, I'm not about to be that guy, so I'm going to fight for the ball. And this is what leads to that, right? So he's an idiot. Those guys are idiots. And For all we know, they're diehard Yankee fans with season tickets, and now they're gone. They can't go back no more because they were stupid. You can't touch a ball player like that, man. You can't touch these athletes. What are you doing? What are you doing? So at the end of the day, people bash and talk trash to Dodger fans all the time. All the time. Keep that same energy for these morons who did that stuff tonight. That was ridiculous. You on point, Outlaw. Chris the Graphic God, a.k.a. Chris the Art Director. What's up, brother? Appreciate you for tuning in. Tomorrow, it's ours. I believe so, man. I believe so. Look. It's probably not the best idea in the world to let LA get turned up on a Taco Tuesday with a championship. You heard? Probably not the best idea. Lakers all day dope. What's good, my guy? Said, let's go Dodgers. Facts. Outlaw says the home plate umpiring has been abysmal and was really bad in this game. On to tomorrow and hopefully the win in front of their own fans. Yeah, you know what? I mean, I was actually more upset with that first base guy that blatantly botched those calls. Home plate umpires from the beginning of time with their own strike zones and inconsistencies. That's always been a thing. That's probably never going to change. It's extremely frustrating though when a guy goes up there and he knows that a pitch slightly below the zone is not being called a strike all night, and then he takes it later in the game, and all of a sudden it's a strike. Same thing with outside the zone, the left-handed hitters, and it becomes problematic. And these guys get up there not knowing. The worst thing you want is a guy who's at the plate is not knowing what a strike is, because then you start swinging at nonsense up there, and that starts happening, right? And I don't want to say that's what happened with the Dodgers late in the game and why their swing and miss went up and in the latter third of the game there, because they were just trying to get it back in one swing. But at the end of the day, like, you got to have a consistent strike zone, and that's why I've been one of those guys who've been heavily adamant about wanting to get that automated ball and strike zone. Man, I've seen it in the minor leagues. When I was down there watching the games for the OKC Dodgers, I saw the umpires are still there calling balls and strikes, but they got an earpiece in their ear that's telling them whether it's a ball or a strike Monday through Friday. And on the weekends, they called balls and strikes. But during the week, the system, the machine, the software, whatever it is, called balls and strikes into the umpire's ear. And then they relayed it with their normal hand gestures and they, calling the strike with their normal cadence. But with that, like, you know what I mean? It's that's going to be consistent, right? It's going to be consistent. Not, his strike zone expands later in the game. F you and your strike zone, man. A ball is a ball, a strike is a strike, man. Get out of here with that stuff, man. What's going on, Joe? Laker fans are here because we are basketball people. They are coming to watch us. We may need to educate. No, I get it. No, I'm talking about like online. The people who like, our peoples are pretty straight. They're good. They've been listening to us for a while. I'm talking about people like online. I got so many DMs and tagged and stuff of people freaking out, not really knowing what's going on, and they're voicing, they're joining the conversation, thinking they know the game, and it's pretty bad. So I was just like, oh my God, like, guys, relax. Like, you're new to this. Relax. Baseball is nuts. You got to have a stomach for it. Controversial says no crying in baseball. That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about anyone in here. Everyone in here is solid. You guys are straight. But the most part, everyone in here knows their stuff. But as far as talk about, like, there were just some really bad takes. I don't really look at timelines most, but I was getting tagged and like added and DM'd, and I was like, guys, get it together, man. Like, this is bad. When you bring that type of panic from basketball to baseball, it just doesn't fit the same. Yankees celebrating like they're the ones up 3-1. What's up, Miguel? Yeah, I mean, look, probably felt good for them to break out a little bit. It felt good for them to not get swept at home in front of their fans. I get it. In their heart of hearts, they're probably thinking, okay, one game at a time, all those cliches. It's not going to happen, though. But at the end of the day, every day that you live to play another day, you live to play another day. And the Yankees are like, look, if we lose this one, this is going to be one of the most embarrassing losses we've ever had. A closeout game, potentially being swept by the Los Angeles Dodgers in a bullpen game where they're not even throwing their top bullpen guys and using no leverage guys. These guys got pride. They got heart. They went out there and they got that win that was handed to them. Could you imagine if they lost this game tonight? Oh my God, man. Like, oh my God, that would have been one of the most worst losses in World Series history. Cindy, search and destroy. AOG, what's up, my guy? Jeff, like I said, y'all still the 2024 World Series champs? I believe so. My confidence has not wavered. Like I said, yesterday, I had them winning yesterday, losing today. After yesterday, I felt like the Dodgers, got a little abusive early in the game that maybe New York would fold. But I knew if they did it, that Dave and then wouldn't use any high leverage guys, and then the Yankees would be up there just taking batting practice, and that's what happened tonight. Let's see. We lost the series in game one. Yeah, you guys did. You lost the series in game one. Any chance, any life or breath that you had was taken in game two. And any chance for revival or just clear and brought back to life was taken yesterday, right? They're not winning this series. They're not. And like I said, if this is the first time in 150 or whatever years that it happens, then I'm wrong, right? That just is what it is. I like those odds. Definitely like those odds. Outlaw says, sorry, but I had to just get it off my chest. I'm so furious over what the fan did. Yankees fans are horrible for cheering for him, and he was escorted out of the stands. I think it was terrible. I think it was Bush League. I think it was trash. Just like when they were cheering Ohtani's injury. Like, who does that? Like, the end of the day, I remember when Toronto did that against KD. Like, who roots for injuries, bro? Like that's not all Yankee fans. You know, we've seen what some Dodger fans can do and be, right? I don't judge an entire fan base based off of one idiot or some idiots, right? But at the end of the day, you can't grab a guy's arm like that, man. Come on, man. That's just crazy. And yeah, I think Mookie was pissed. You could see him, and Mookie doesn't really get mad like that. He was pissed. And, maybe the Dodgers probably realized early enough, we're not going to have our leverage guys out there. We're not going to have our top guns, our top arms out there. There's probably not going to be one we're going to get unless we, get some runs going now. I'm sure they figured out, at some point that this game was going to get away from them. And they started coasting right there and just tried to get it back in one swing. They lost all their discipline. And I think tomorrow you will see a completely different thing. Flaherty getting off to a great start, and the Dodgers getting and holding the lead early will be the key moments in that game tomorrow. If they get up 2-0, 3-0, 2-1, 3-1, 4-3, whatever it is, if the Dodgers can maintain that lead, again, the Dodgers with the lead after the fourth inning do not lose. That never happened today. So that streak is still intact, and they've got to do what they can to continue to keep that going. Warren Lamar, what's going on, Warren? MLB needed to extend this series. No, the MLB had nothing to do with that. This series got extended because the Dodgers didn't have an additional starting pitcher. That's the only reason this series got extended. If we just had a fourth starting pitcher, we are celebrating on Taco Tuesday right now with the World Series trophy right now. I believe that in my heart. Fat Joe or Empire Jeff performing. You say I look like Fat Joe? Nah, just kidding. Fat Joe. Fat Joe's catching a lot of hell. Fat Joe's a certified legend, right? He's from the Bronx, but he just wasn't big enough for that moment, right? He's performed, the Hip Hop 50 event at Yankee Stadium. It was huge. But at the end of the day, he's not a big enough performer to carry opening World Series at Yankee Stadium for the baseball national global audience. He's not that guy. Maybe no one else was available. Maybe no one else did. I don't know, but I know he's from there. But that was not the move. They did Joe dirty there, man. Legit thought Jeff was part of Terror Squad. That's hilarious. TS West. I want the Dodgers jacket, but it's sold out. You talking about the one that the players wear? And Dave, I got one. I actually got one a few weeks back. That blue one that Dave wears, and I have that jacket. Let's see. Me mind my business. People talking to each other. From a Yankees fan perspective, Dave Roberts managed the game perfectly and is running a great strategy, saving his big guns. I agree. I agree. I wanted to get this game. I did, but not at the expense of potentially losing today and tomorrow because of bad strategy. If we lost today because we put our minor league arms essentially out there today and lose tomorrow, even with our guns, and you just got to tilt your cap to these guys, right? But the strategy, and if they lose tomorrow, everyone's going to be up in arms saying we should have went for it today, but hindsight's 2020, right? But by going for it today and losing, you for sure risk tomorrow too, right? So I get the strategy. I understand the strategy. I think it was the good strategy. And now we got to try to go get it tomorrow. And I respect how Roberts was challenging and passionate about plays like he was down 0-3. Meanwhile, Boone is a corpse. Boone just seems to be that guy that, he just doesn't react like that. And sometimes your guys need a little bit of fire, right? They need to see that. They want you to get behind them, light some things up. Dave has definitely been out there talking his trash, right? So good for him. The bridge is over. The bridge is over. The time to destroy and rebuild. Nas. And Nazir Jones. Guys, we call him Freddy Krueger Freeman here. He's a guaranteed World Series MVP. That's right. 1, 2, Freddie's coming for you. He is, man. 3, 4, gonna win one more. Go get him, Freddie, man. Go get him. Go get him. I'm in Idaho and it's already cold. Ida what? Ida who? Series needs to be over. Otani needs surgery after this is over. Miguel, he said that he didn't need surgery, but we'll see what it comes down to. But yeah, I mean, he's limited out there. You can tell he did get that hit today. But he's out there, and it definitely cost him that double play because he couldn't really run because of his arm. So that does alter things. Like Mookie has to go superhuman here. Teo, some other guys really got to big him up there. But I'll tell you what, even though that's going on, the pitchers are still terrified of pitching to him. So he's still serving his absolute purpose out there for sure. No Pilzero. What's going on, No Pilzero? It was rough. The Yankees were bound to swing back, though, for real. Yeah. And like I said, it is definitely very difficult to sweep a team, especially when you're going into their stadium. Like if you didn't have home field advantage and you were in the first 2 on the road, then you're looking at a much easier job of sweeping. You got 3 straight in your building, right? But when you win 2 at home, you get that third one. And like I said, a bullpen game, if they had a qualified starter that can go out there and give them 5-6 innings and give up 3 runs or less, the Dodgers win this game tonight. Unfortunately, it just wasn't on the menu for them. They don't have it. And it just is what it is at this point. What up, my guys? Search and destroy. People talking to each other again. Gotta learn to mind my business. Tanner Jack, what's going on, Tanner? He says, I hate the Yankees. I mean, I don't hate the Yankees. I'm gonna love beating them though. But I love the fact that it's the Dodgers Yankees in this World Series, and I'm loving the fact that I still believe the Dodgers are going to win it all. You watch any horror flicks in the spirit of Halloween, or are you too locked in? I've been too locked in. I barely had time for basketball. Like I've been so locked in on baseball. Like I'm a basketball guy, right? Too, but I have had no time to really dig in. I have to watch it like in segments. Like I watched the first half of the Laker game before I went to sleep last night, and then I watched a third quarter in the morning, and then I watched the fourth quarter like at some point today. So it's like I'm having to break up my basketball, but I'm not able to watch the entire league like I'm used to. I'm not able to take advantage of my league pass yet. It's because the Dodgers are in the World Series. It's a major World Series. It's an event I'm covering. Pregame, postgame, other videos in between, like literally talking baseball all day to people all day. Like I can't get enough of it. I'm sad that baseball is coming to an end, right? But obviously I'm going to be happy when my team wins the World Series and I get to carry this into the off season where like I started covering baseball last off season. So, I'm sad that baseball is ending, but the beautiful thing about baseball is that when your team plays forever and goes to the World Series, the season is like a pregnancy and it's 9 months. So the time off is not that much before pitchers and catchers report in February. So I really want to go to spring training and get you guys coverage from there next year. I'm hopeful that I can make that happen depending on my schedule. There's a lot of things I would love to try to make happen, but my schedule when my career is just it's very demanding. And so it's really hard for me to be able to get. Like I said, I had to give away like tickets this year to the game, like to the Dodgers. I had to give tickets away, sold and give them away, right? So I did end up going to 30 games though, which was, considering everything I had going on, was a pretty big accomplishment. But it's really hard to make that happen. Like that's like half an NBA season of games, right? When you think about it, almost a little less because it's 41. But 30 games and some playoff games. Like it was a lot of games to go to, and I feel I didn't go to enough. My goal was to go to half of them next year. That's my goal. But when my goal and what I achieved because of my schedule was difficult, that would be 81 games. Probably unrealistic. I don't know if I'll ever get that if I'm not getting paid to be there, right? But outside of that, I've enjoyed covering the MLB this season. I've enjoyed working with you guys, in the chat this season. I've enjoyed having Joe on the show, some post-game shows. I've enjoyed kind of adding another layer to the channel, being baseball. And because I truly love the sport, I truly love covering it. I feel that comes across. I feel that that this is a good place to be for those who are learning the game. I feel it's a good place to be for those who have known the game forever. I think it's a really good balance of casual fans and new fans and seasoned fans. And I think it's a really good community. I think we can continue to build on it. And as we go into NBA season, vice versa. My goal was to bring some basketball people into baseball. And now I really want to bring some baseball people back into basketball. And as we continue to grow that community here, that's what I'm here for. Let's see. I'm trying to get into the genre. I just started watching Nightmare on Elm Street. So I haven't really watched any any horror films yet this season, and I'm probably not going to get to it now. Halloween's in what, 48 hours. After watching his story, I'm a Walker Buehler fan for life. Yeah, him, Freddie Freeman, like in general, man. It was there's some champions in life on this Dodger roster, not just the sport, in life. Bro, I hate fans sometimes. They can be idiots. Yeah, I mean, fans can be idiots, players can be idiots, anyone can be an idiot, right? Comes with the territory. But those guys that grab Mookie, that's uncalled for, bro. Like that's just uncalled for. 1 second, I gotta get a drink of water. Watching baseball games all these weeks, I'm gonna have to like go full monk status and like not talk for a week when the baseball season is over, man. This is brutal. This is brutal. I just got one, and this is a great quality. If you need a wallet, oh, there you go. Just got one. Appreciate you. Shout out to him. Yeah, where's my? I don't have it on me. Code118 Wallets, man. They sponsored the channel. We have a partnership with them. Great quality wallet. Very, very sleek. That minimalistic look. It's dope. It's just flat out dope. I've shown you guys a couple times my wallet on the show. Different modulars you can add on. They got GPS trackers, all kinds of different things you can add on to the wallet. Very, very affordable price, especially if you use my promo code, which gives you an additional 15% off. Already low price if you use my link. I have 3 or 4 of those wallets. Searcher said he got one. Very, very, very high quality. Don't be walking around with that whole encyclopedia looking wallet. Don't be that guy. Minimalize that. Carry the cards you need. Carry the stuff you need. Look fly doing it. Great, great quality product. And check it out. Tap that link right there to check out the Code118 Wallets. They're a friend of the show. And like I said, they've partnered with the show. Great, great quality product there, man. Appreciate you, Search. And thank you for ordering it too. I've seen some, I think I saw a pretty good chunk of orders come through in the last week over there as well. So greatly appreciate, because of Search, I did a formal announcement of it. I kept forgetting to do it. I was pushing Fanatics, and then, Search got some, a couple of my boys got some. So tap that link. Really, really, really dope wallet, man. Trust me. Thank you, Search. I think we need to look for a second baseman for the future. Lux is not the answer. Poor defensively, weak arm, noodle bat. Seriously, what does he bring to the table? I don't believe that he's a long-term solution. I just think they invested in him. He was hurt. He came back. I think they wanted to go through that process there. But I think you might be right. He may not be a long-term solution, and perhaps he gets traded. So we'll see how it goes. Layers to this, layer by layer, seeing how they build this out. It could be Vegas Dodgers for life. It could be that Edman ends up being our second baseman of the future, and they go get a shortstop or something like that. So we'll see. I don't entirely know for sure, but this offseason they will address everything and go from there. Frank Contreras, what's going on, man? He said they blew it, no sweep. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they blew it, bro. Like they really didn't have a choice but to go with that limited bullpen today, low leverage arms, and the Yankees had no choice but to win that game with that. And the Dodgers are now well set for however many rest of the games this series goes. They are well set up, and that's by design. They weren't going to go all in to get this game and potentially damage tomorrow's game in the event that they lost today anyway. So it's the right call. Now we just got to wait it out and see what happens here. Search says, I agree. Good strategy. Focus on the overall win and not one loss game. Yeah, I mean, you're up 3-0. You've earned the luxury of that. You've earned the right to be able to be a little stingy there. You've earned the right to be able to go with what you feel is the best for your ball club. You don't want to go to the well too often. You also don't want these guys to see this bullpen every single game because eventually that advantage is the hitter, right? So I agree with it. Like I said, I'm just one guy, but I agree with it, and I think it was the right move. Damn, they playing back to back to back, and Embiid would be in hell. Yeah, it's 3 straight games, man, and that's kind of why they're going about it that way. Baseball is life. Yeah, man, I love the sport, man. I love baseball, and I'm so happy that I was able to start doing shows with baseball because you guys all, I was found on here for basketball. I love basketball. I think you guys can hear that too when I talk about it. But something about baseball, man. It's a smaller pool of people that talk it on here, even smaller pool who really talk it right to a level that can break it down. And so I think it's really fun to get up here and talk this game that I just nerd and geek out to, and be around other people that do the same. I just love it. Search says, thank you, Jeff. You did a really good job this year introducing baseball to basketball fans. I give you the highest praise. Thank you. And thank you, Search. You've been here for it all, right? And that's exactly what I set out to do. I was not able to cover the entire season because I was still coming back covering basketball all the way through like May and June, right? And then I got into baseball, covering a little bit more heavily prior to the trade deadline, and been kind of doing it ever since, right? So next year, I hope to start covering it earlier, even though the NBA is in the swing of things, and hopefully the Lakers will be better than last year. And it's going to be some balance. It's going to be tough to pull that off, but I've got to try to figure it out. I've got to work on that. I've got to be better, and I love talking it. I love going through it with you guys, sharing the stories, the experiences, and hearing your guys' opinions and views on what's going on, giving my own, going back and forth, and how respectful this chat is. So I want to continue to move along with that, right, and keep going. And it's and we're gonna do it. And you're gonna see that a year from now, I think I think this is already a place that we all enjoy being, but I really feel like a year from now we're gonna be looking back, and perhaps we may be looking at a Dodger back-to-back World Series victory, a whole year of in between of basketball and that. And I just think within this next year, I think this channel is going to become something that we're all going to really, really, truly love. Fans probably trying to get Mookie to whip them so they can get a big bag off that. Here's the thing. If Mookie would have hit him, he would have won that case because that would have been self-defense. So at the end of the day, that was just stupid. It's just alcohol, man, and being dumb. Being dumb. Come on, man. You embarrass me, man. You embarrass New York. Don't do that, man. Controversial says, only type of violence I approve is Chuck putting Skip Bayless at a body cast. That's funny, man. That's funny. Big baby, what's going on, man? He said, thanks for the talk, G. Oh, you're welcome, man. I mean, that's what I'm here for. Just like we would talk about basketball, man. It's for those who don't know baseball, look, I'm no expert. I am no, like, I didn't play in the league for 20 years. I'm not some guy that can sit up here and act like I'm the brightest, best baseball mind there is. But I've watched it my entire life. And for those who are just kind of walking through that door, I do feel I'm in a position to help with that, right? So the basketball mentality of the people who watch and cover basketball, they need to learn it's a different mentality when you're watching or covering baseball. It's different. And the more you watch it, the more you become part of the game, the more you learn the game, you'll see that, right? You don't, crazy stuff happens, but crazy stuff happens in every sport. Don't get me wrong. But basketball, a team can go sit there and go on a 15, 17 game winning streak. And then even if they lose a couple of games, they can get a second win and go, right? Baseball, you can go on a 10, 12 game winning streak and then be terrible for a month. Like, it's not abnormal. Look at someone like Aaron Judge, who's going to be probably unanimous MVP in the American League, and he's been ass all playoffs. It's not a choking. It's not a like NBA thing. Like, it's just baseball, man. It is really hard to hit good pitching. And as the further you go in the playoffs, typically the better teams you start facing, better arms, better bats, higher pressure, higher risk. And it is a tough sport, and it is different. In basketball, it's really hard to stop anyone that gets it going. In baseball, you can sometimes, slow down the hottest hitter in the league if you get a hot arm against them too. So it's just a different approach. Why do they play every day in the playoffs? Because that's what they do in baseball. Baseball plays every day when it's a series. So at home, so you'll play 2-3 games in the stadium, the day off, and then you play the next 2 whatever games in the stadium. That's how baseball always is. It's a rhythm sport. That's why you would hear us say that, like, when teams got like a week off after winning the regular season, that they had the best record, sometimes that hurt that team because they were off for a week while the other teams are playing, staying in rhythm. This year that did not happen with the Dodgers, but it's bit them the last 2 seasons prior to that. I understand it now. Good. That's what we're here for, man. That's what we're here for. I think the Dodgers are pissed off, and we'll close it out tomorrow. They're going to try. Should have a viewing party next year. Yeah, maybe I'll do it every time to time. Like, I'm never going to be one of those guys that live streams all the games. And during the game, I like to experience it as a fan too. I like to experience it with my family, my friends, coworkers. I like to be outside, man. I like to be outside in the elements. Like I said, in the real like soil of the earth fan, right? I like being at bars. I like going to people's houses. I like being out and about. I don't like to be in my room or living room all the time, just streaming like the games. Like, I want to be out enjoy the life, right? Spend some money, man. You don't be out there, you earn it, go spend it, right? And then, like tonight, like, again, watching my parents is always great. My dad is one of those dudes that like gives up so quick. He throws tantrums, like he gets so passionate and so worked up. And like, he just gets like, just nuts, like loses his mind whenever like another team scores, right? So I'm constantly trying to walk him off a cliff, right? And it's like, it is he's very passionate, and he wants this World Series so bad that he freaks out. But I got like, Pops, chill. Don't be a quitter, man. Chill. So I make fun of him. He gets mad at me. But I love this. I absolutely love it. But I like being in the elements, man. I'd rather have like a meetup, like where a bunch of people go to the same location and watch it together versus it being on the internet watching the game, right? Like, it's cool every once in a while. But man, I like getting out of my house sometimes. I'm not on house arrest. I'm not going to stream every game. You know what I mean? Baseball is built different. Facts, Eric. What's going on, Eric Kwan? Appreciate you, man. Stephen A. Smith talking baseball is the funniest ish ever. Yeah, he tries, but anyone who knows, like I said, there's a lot of guys on YouTube and Playback that have lately just tried to clout stream baseball, and it's bad. Like, dudes will call me like, please go stream. Like, nah, bro. Like, I want to watch the game. Like, please save it. Like, I want to watch the game. Like, I don't like, just go support them. You know what I mean? They're trying. Give them A for effort, right? Participation trophies and whatnot. Gemini Don, peace, Jeff. Salute. What's going on, Gemini? Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for tuning in. Does rest hurt teams more than help them because they got to break rust? Rust and rest to a point. Like, you don't want to sit too long for a baseball team. If you're hurt, then yeah, like, it saved them this break because Freddie was able to get right with those like 10 games or whatever prior to about a week, a little more than a week to get healed, like for the World Series. That helped Freddie out a lot. So that helped the Dodgers this time, but it's hurt them in the past. So depending on your situation, the result changes. Let's see. All I'm gonna say is, don't let the Yankees get one at a time, my brother. One at a time. Series is over, Gemini. It's over. Over. OVA. Over. It's over. Even if they win the next one, it's over. The Dodgers are not losing 4 straight games to this team. Not happening. It's not happening. Put the nail in the coffin of the New York Yankees. It's over. My dad is the same way about the Lakers. Yeah, my dad with baseball, man, he is, bro. He got baseball anger issues, bro. Like, baseball anger issues. Like, when I talk my ish, I gotta back up a little bit. He gonna punch me. He gonna punch me. I talk trash. I gotta take my glasses off because if he swings, I can't break him. You know what I mean? Like, my pops will put hands on me. He gets bad. And he got like angry fists, man. He just like balls up. He like turns him like a little Hulk. You know what I mean? Like, he's not little, but I'm like, compared to the Hulk, he's little. But yeah, I'll be talking from the other side of the room because I don't want to catch a paw, you know what I mean? So, but and you know what? When people start freaking out or overreacting, I'm an a-hole sometimes, so I start like poking the bear, right? And my dad has a temper, so love you, pops. If you listen to that's funny, man. Oh man, I feel bad for Bucks fans, man. They got Doc and Ham in charge. They screwed. They can't fire Doc, or it'll make them look bad. I know the record is, man. I've checked it a little bit. I'm not too deep in basketball right now, but it's still very early, man. Teams that are doing great have, probably will fall down, and teams that are doing bad will probably lift up a little bit. It's very, very early. I wouldn't overreact to that too soon. My bad. That's what I meant. At a bar or LA Live would be cool. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, because I get so many people like live stream the game. Live. I'm like, I don't really want to do that, man. Like, not every game. It's cool to do some. But yeah, no, I'm definitely down to do that. I'd much rather do that. I'd much rather like rent out a spot, like have it like a special type of thing. And then, go from there. I think that would be dope. Maybe next year we can do something like that. Facts. We ain't losing this World Series. Hell no. Hail to the no. We are not losing this World Series. Is it harder to be a player fan for baseball or football? A player fan for baseball can be tough because your guy can be terrible for a month, right? So it's like player fans are typically delusional. It's really hard to be that in baseball because like a lot of these guys, like I said, a lot of ups, a lot of downs, and those downs can be a while, and it can be brutal. And you're sitting there, and it's like, man, I'm like Jaron Judge has literally been pretty bad for a month right now, right? And Even if he snaps out of it, I don't think it's enough. But like eventually he's gonna snap out of it, and then does someone else go cold, right? That's what you risk. 1 second, y'all. Man. Tell y'all, my voice is my voice has been going through it. Going through it. Like if you were an A-Rod or Jeter fan. So I was a Jeter fan, which made me a Yankee fan at the time. The Dodgers were in a peak where they really weren't playing for nothing. If the Yankees and Dodgers faced off, I still rooted for the Dodgers, but I was rocking heavy for that 96 team, all the way like the Yankees all the way through like probably like the mid teens. I was watching. I still watch a lot of Yankees games. Like I do. Like I don't know. I like classic franchises, man. I watch a lot of Celtic games, a lot of Knicks games. I watch a lot of Yankee games, Red Sox games. Cardinal games. Like I watch a lot of teams that are typically like part of something, right? Or like it's just something that's always drawn me to them. And so I've always watched, and also being that, half my family's from New York, half my family's from like the Midwest, the outside of Kansas City, and then me being from LA, but growing up in all those cultures. And, I got a grandmother and grandfather that was like from Brooklyn. And when I was out here, you couldn't tell me I wasn't living in a Brooklyn household, right? And because, the dialect, the language, as far as like the accent, like the culture, the culinary culture, the food, the sports, the way that they talk sports, the way they analyze sports, everything about like my food tastes. Like I said, I have a very deep and rich East Coast culture in me. And then I also have like that Midwest Southern, from my father's side. So and then you add hip hop culture into that. And like I said, my dialect is all crazy, right? And depending on what mood I'm in or how hydrated I am with alcoholic beverages changes my dialect completely, right? And then it's like a weird thing. Like you put me around someone from the East Coast and all of a sudden it just comes flying out left and right. It just comes second nature. So that's why a lot of times I've talked to people like 3 different times and they thought that they were talking to 3 different people. Like my dialect changes. It's weird. My eyes used to change color too. My eyes used to go from like green to blue and just like switch. And then sometimes one eye would be green and one eye would be blue. Like it's pretty much settled at green now, but I'm weird, y'all. Like I'm weird. I don't know, but it's kind of cool though. It's kind of cool to have all those different like coasts and cultures and values and hustle skills and like attitude and all that kind of just balled into one, right? And I love it, and I feel it gives me an advantage in life. I really think it does. Why did A-Rod have to get suspended in 2009 for some PEDs he took in 2003? It's because they finally like proved it, right? They have tested some old samples with some new tests and found that he was using something that they were not able to identify in 2003. And then there was this whole report. It took forever. It was just a whole big old mess, bro. Whole big old mess. I'm always on edge since the Lakers gave up a 3-1 lead to the Phoenix Buns. Yeah, you know what? Oh, man, that Padres series, I feel like I'm still recovering from that series. I'm going to do a whole video on that series, like a whole serious. That series almost deserves a documentary, and I want to do it. You know what I mean? Because I felt like a victim in that series, man. Like I felt like, bro, that series damn near had me depressed. I am never a give up on my team guy or man, F this, it's over, like type of thing. And that series almost broke me. Like I was sitting back just like, this is not about to happen again, man. This is not about to happen again. It was like one of my lowest points as a Dodger fan. I've had some low points. And that one was when we got game 4, totally like rejuvenated me, right? But I was so nervous, and I'm not a nervous guy by nature, especially when it comes to sports. That series did something to me, man. It really did, and I'm not ashamed to admit that. And it's different, I'm covering this team this year. I'm always heavily invested, but pregame, postgame, watching the whole game, going to so many games. It was different this year, and it felt like at that moment when those plays happened in that inning, it just felt like it was all for nothing. and it was rough. It was rough. Like I felt like I was on the team. Like it's stupid, right? It's just stupid, but it felt like it hurt. Like it hurt, and I know we've all felt that when a team is lost. Like you know what I'm saying, but I'm just saying like this one just felt different. It was a different type of hurt. Because it just never felt like it was supposed to happen this year. And getting through that, I felt like as soon as we beat them, I felt like we won the World Series. And I'm like, there's no team beating us now. There's no way. And I still feel that way. But that series took me to a place that I have rarely been mentally as a fan, right? And that's going to be a whole something because I can't imagine if we lost that. It felt like we were right, but it was such a dark moment and night after that game 3, and man, and it's kind of what, and like I said, I touched on this. I'll get a little teaser to it, but I've kind of been going down the rabbit hole and just kind of taking a front row seat and viewing and checking in all of these fan bases as they kind of fall off as their teams exit. And I said before the season that this was going to be one of the greatest MLB seasons we've ever seen and an even greater playoffs. And that we were going to get so many new fans and so much new attention and so much like new rivals and new diehards. And the amount of people I saw, like, I know I make fun of Padre fans crying, but those are like the jerks who are talking trash, but the legitimate people that were like good people, like not, out there talking reckless or getting crazy, like crying, Mets fans crying. Like I saw, like there are people that were talking about they had lost their job, like they lost their apartment, and this was their escape, like their life is in the shambles, and this is what was getting them through. And seeing all those people kind of fall apart, like it was touching in a way. It's like it just realizes that this little thing of all sports. It's why we do these shows. It's why we're so passionate about it. It's why people get so angry and why they fight and argue with other people. And there's literally people who stop talking because of sports, right? And the passion in it is so great that sometimes we lose sight in it that it's entertainment because we care so much. We're so invested in it. And I rarely let myself get there. And that Padre series did that to me. And so there's a part of me that genuinely feels bad for those people. Like genuinely does feel bad. Like I'll slap the hell out of them if they get crazy. But what I'm saying is like there is a definite like part that feels bad about it. And that's just a real thing, man. Okay, let me catch up here. Watching Jeter and A-Rod now on TV makes me realize how much time went by so fast. Yeah, memories of watching these guys play, especially watching Jeter from day one. Yeah, I appreciate all those moments. And Poppy being right there with them, right? Big Poppy being there with them makes it even crazier. And I think it is kind of cool seeing those guys get along now, right? We knew that for a while there was a genuine rift between Jeter and A-Rod, and then obviously Big Poppy being a rival there. And it was like Shaq and Chuck like never played against each other for a championship, right? It never went that crazy, but like that comeback from 3-0 one another, winning like back-to-back seasons from 03 to 04, like as far as what the Yankees did to them in 03 versus what the Sox did to them in 04. Having those guys up there together in itself is great and cool, right? Search says, Jeff, AI has many clones. We're still developing him. That's funny. Did Jeter and A-Rod have a falling out at some point? Yeah, they did. I suggest you guys, if you guys have not seen it, to watch the documentary called The Captain. It's a great documentary on Derek Jeter and his career. A lot of insight there. A lot of great stuff. Me and Jeff are AI. Sorry, y'all get confused. Serge is definitely AI. Serge is definitely AI, man. He had a glitch in the Matrix. He was gone for a bit, but they got him right. You have a little Scherzer in you. Little Scherzer. Scherzer be drinking his face off, man. Trust me. Scherzer be turning up, man. Let's see. Trey says, man, how many Dodger hats do you have? A lot, man. A lot. I probably have These are just the ones that I wear. I've got ones that I've never worn, collectible ones, game worn ones. I got a lot of hats, man. A lot of hats. I never really wore them on the show. Like for my first year and a half, whatever, me being on YouTube, I never wore hats. Never. And then I just started to out of nowhere or something. I don't know. I think honestly, the main reason I did it is because it helps kind of block the light from my glasses a little bit. And I did it one stream. I did it, and I felt like my eyes felt less strained. So I just started doing it more ever since. Because it's light, it can be a pain in the ass if you're going for 2 hours. But I got a lot of hats. My wife asked me the same question, and every time I try to buy another one, she's like, "You got enough hats?" So Dre, come on, man. Come on, man. Did you actually sprain your ankle watching the Lakers in 06? I did not sprain my ankle watching them in 06. I sprained them watching it in 01. When they lost to Philly in game one of the finals, I sprained my ankle. That was that game. Sprained my ankle. I had this old school stereo system, and it was in this cart on wheels, and I backed up on it, and I got mad. I was kind of like pissed, and I kind of like maybe jumped, I guess you could say, or like was pissed. Like, I don't know what I did, but my ankle obviously came off the ground, and I came down and on that wheel, and my ankle just went completely sideways. Yeah, I sprained my ankle game one of the 2001 NBA Finals, not playing. I was so angry and so heated over that, man. Let's see. Soccer fans, in my opinion, take it to the highest level, man. American sports got nothing on them. Yeah, that is a very dangerous fanhood sport. You guys saved your high leverage guys. I don't see Cole lasting very long the next game, especially seeing him twice in the series. And yeah, I agree with it of them saving their high leverage guys, man. That's what they went into this for. They did it. And I obviously felt that was the right call all along. We knew that going into the game. They really weren't going to use their high leverage guys. It wouldn't have made sense for them to do so. They didn't. And now we are, here. They got all their guys ready to go. The Yankees used a lot of their pen tonight, right? And some guys want to, more pitches than they probably wanted to, more innings than they probably wanted to. And now I think right now it would feel as if the Dodgers have the advantage tomorrow. But that's on paper. You play this game on the field, right? You got to get out there and handle business. And I felt that we would win game 3 and lose game 4. But I was a little bit more confident last night in game 4 in getting a win if they got to a point where they would use their high leverage guys. Like if the offense came out early. That didn't happen. So by like the 3rd inning, when Landon Knack was warming up in the bullpen, no shade to him because he actually did a good job tonight. But at that point, I just felt like we weren't going to use guys that could suppress them. I was texting Joe, and I was like, I don't think our arms are going to be able to hold them down tonight. Like, there's going to be a big inning or two, and we're not going to be able to catch them because we're not going to use our quality arms, right? And once that became apparent, that game was pretty much out of reach at that point. Was A-Rod hated through his career? A-Rod still kind of is hated, right? A-Rod was always just kind of a different dude. You always got this vibe. He wasn't authentic. And, a lot of people hated him for that first contract he got with Texas. And, that was a lot of money for a ball player at that time, way more than anyone had ever gotten. And that came with a lot of resentment. He hadn't, the big game. He couldn't, he wasn't playing in any big games. And then, when he got to the Yankees and then, when they were in those games, he struggled. So a lot of people had hate for A-Rod, man. They did. Sean Grice, what's going on, Sean, man? Appreciate you, brother. Mr. Magic Man, appreciate you tuning in. Shout out EP. The 4th game to win is always the hardest. Dodgers in 5 tomorrow night. Facts. 4th game is always tough. 4th game of the series is very tough. It's very tough to sweep a team, and it's very tough to get it to win closeout games. It just is in any sport. And so tomorrow game, very important. I think we get it done, man. Yeah, great to see Sean up in here, man. I got like 12 Knicks hats. Don't get me started with the Mets. I got a few dozen, some signed. Yeah, I got a lot of hats, man. I got a lot of Dodger, a lot of Laker hats, a lot of crossover, like Laker colored theme hats with the Dodger logo on them. A lot of different ones. I got to put this one back to the molder, man. When I got them all like stacked up, the brim gets like, I got to put that to the thing you heat up and you form the hat brill again. Do what guys say in post games matter to you? No. Not at all. Not really at all, because some of them are just doing cliche. Others are speaking in the heat of the moment. Really, really don't pay attention to a lot of that, to be honest. Most of my wardrobe / closet is sports related, Dodgers and Lakers. Yeah, I got a lot of that. A lot of them with tags too. My wife be getting pissed. My wife be getting pissed. See, I miss you, and if you want to be on with Jeff, please let us know. Yeah, man, Sean, hope you're doing well, man. I haven't seen you for a while. Hope you're doing well, brother. Dodgers hitting 206 this World Series, averaging 3.5 runs games, excluding extras. Yeah, well, extras do count though. We got a grand slam there, but yeah, and they've been getting it done. You know what I mean? The pitching, when they've been actually, what's going on, BC? Actually, when they've been setting out arms that can get it done, they get it done. Tonight, they weren't going to use those guys. You know what I mean? So that's what kind of caused it. One thing I noticed with LA media, especially the way they cover sports, is they add emotion and they personal feels, both players, when they cover, especially the Lakers. Well, here's the thing. I'll tell you this, though. I mean, everyone loves a story, right? National media, not just LA media, loves a story. The Fox crew have been begging and waiting for Volpe to have a moment, because they've been wanting to flaunt that he was a Yankee fan. He went to the parade in 2009. Like, they've been sitting on that. If you've noticed, every time he came up, it's like, oh, this could be a Jeter moment. He's just waiting to have a Jeter moment. Like, they just kept begging and begging and begging for that to happen. Tonight, it finally happened. They can get it out of here now. It's done. They had the Volpe moment. Move on. All right. You were forcing it on us. Hey, the Jeter moment, a Jeter moment, a Jeter moment. Constantly, they were waiting to tell that story when something happened. They were begging for it. And it finally happened. The Dodgers probably like, give him this moment already. Shut up. Like, right? And he had the moment, and then it was finally done, right? But they were nonstop going down that this could be his Jeter moment. Like, shut all the way to F up with that, man. Tired of it. Tired. Just like how many times we had to hear that the Mets had the best record since June, all last series. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. From the Bronx tale, right? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Tell them, Sonny. But yeah, man, the Dodgers lose tonight, 11-4 to the New York Yankees in Game 4 of the 2024 World Series. They now trail the Dodgers 3-1 in a best-of-7 series. Dodgers still very, 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 very likely to win this series. Actually, wrong button. There we go. The Dodgers will win this series as early as tomorrow. So everybody, let's not panic. Let's not freak out. They were up 3-0. They had the luxury of going with this strategy tonight. They had the luxury of planning this to reset their rotation, to reset their bullpen, to reset everything. They earned that luxury when they went up 3-0. So now you got to flex that luxury, use that strategy, and go get it. Handle business tomorrow, man. On that note, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down for the night. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. You guys could be anywhere in the world, but you here with me. I appreciate that. Drop a like on the video on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Twitter, I see you rocking heavy over there. Again, over 100 people in the building right now. Shout out to y'all. Love y'all. Love all y'all over here on YouTube as well. I don't believe I'll be able to get home in time for pregame again tomorrow. Unfortunately, I barely made it back in the area about 10 minutes before the game today. So unfortunately, pregames when it's 5 p.m. West Coast time is really hard for me to pull off. So I'll be right here post game. If they win tomorrow, though, I'm probably going to be late. I'm probably going to be late, man. I need to enjoy that with my people, man. You know what I mean? I'm probably going to be late. I'll tap in at some point. Maybe I'll go live from my phone when I'm out with all the foolishness. The problem is my neighborhood plays a lot of music, and that gets you in trouble on YouTube when you're live streaming with music in the background. Maybe I'll go somewhere where I can stream, and I'll just post the link in the community section. You guys can pull up over there. Maybe I'll go live on one of the other platforms. Make sure to follow me on the IG at EmpireJeffTV. Follow me on Twitter X at EmpireJeff_. Obviously here, EmpireJeffTV on YouTube and EmpireJeffTV on TikTok. Finally on TikTok. It's becoming a thing over there, man. So follow me on TikTok at EmpireJeffTV, at EmpireJeffTV on IG, at EmpireJeff_ on Twitter X, right here on YouTube. And again, thank you guys. Search, best in the business, sir. I salute you as always. Love you, brother. Thank you for all you do. Appreciate everyone who's tapped that Fanatics link, everyone who's tapped that Code118 Wallets link, everyone who's dropped a like, and everyone who's subscribed. Most importantly, appreciate everyone who roots for our Los Angeles Dodgers. Let's go, Dodgers. Let's finish these guys off tomorrow. Send them home upset. Put them on that train back home upset. And tell them bye-bye, New York. Bye-bye. Let's go, Dodgers. Catch you guys tomorrow. Y'all stay safe. Have a good rest of your night. Have a great Wednesday. Catch you guys tomorrow post-game. Y'all have a good one.